So this is video 3, and I'll teach you how to identify sedimentary and metamorphic rocks in this video. I recommend that you go through and do all of the igneous rocks before you move on to the sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. Then do all the metamorphic rocks, and then do all the sedimentary rocks. So here we go. So we will go to sample number 1, and we'll just do all our metamorphic rocks. So sample number 1 is back here. And it told us a little information. Note the shiny minerals that react with, that stands for HCl, or hydrochloric acid. So I go to my guide, and on the metamorphic rocks, observations. What is the appearance of the rock? Shiny sheets, bands. If it is whitish, does it react with HCl? Metamorphic rocks are classified by their texture, the size of the minerals, and the minerals that are present. And there are a lot of metamorphic rocks, and we only are giving you 3. So key features: is it shiny rock with layers that contain mica, which is a silvery mineral? Does it have light and dark bands, or large calcite crystals that react with HCl? That sounds like that pretty much covers it. So because in the description it said shiny minerals that react with HCl. So we can go in here and I can just write shiny white rock that reacts with HCl. And you might notice some other things like how pretty this one comes in red. The Wells Fargo Bank in Ellensburg, we got some red. We could say some of that too. And so sometimes red. And that tells us that the rock name is marble, and it's heat and pressure on limestone. So all metamorphic rocks form from heat and pressure, and the different rock that we start with is what makes all these different rocks that we end with. So I'd call it marble. So I'd write the rock name as marble, and then I would write heat and pressure on limestone. So I would go through and do all the metamorphic rocks, and there's 3 of them, and you'll get a schist, a gneiss, and a marble. So then I would go on to the sedimentary rocks, and for the sedimentary rocks, this is kind of a guide here. So you're going to make a decision about the size of the sediment, other observations, and then that will lead you to the rock name. So how big are the bits of other rocks? Are they large, small, too small to see? And how rounded are the bits of other rocks? So the first thing is, how large are the pieces? So, and we're going to classify them as larger than sand, sand-sized, or smaller than sand. So if I go to sample number 9 that I had looked at with you before, we decided sample number 9 has pieces here that these are larger than sand. We can see them pretty clearly, and so these pieces are larger than sand. And then if we look at them, are they round or angular? Well, angular means they've got corners, and I can see corners on these pieces. All these pieces are angular, and so going in here, this larger than sand angular pieces is called breccia, and it forms in a fault zone. So I would go to sample number 9, and I would say that this has large angular pieces. The rock name is breccia, and it forms in a fault zone. So that tells us how to identify the metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. So do the best you can on your identification. Remember to write your descriptions, and the descriptions are going to be different for each rock type. And so make sure to make appropriate observations, and then record your environment of formation. Happy rock IDing!